uh, Greet everyone here. Good morning, and those in the viewing public. Also present in the chamber, we have the daughter of the late leader Ivan Blanco, Lily, and his sister-in-law Grace Vayanaye. Did I pronounce that right? Okay. Thank you. All right, members. The first joint session of the 22nd Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature will now come to order. Please all rise for a moment of silence, and I would like to ask everyone to also remember the late Representative Ivan Blanco, as well as his wife Carmen and children and their families in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you, members. I now recognize the House Clerk to please call the roll for the House of Representatives.
Representative Fatat,
Present.
Representative Fatal,
Present.
Representative Selena Babalta,
Present.
Representative Sheila Babalta, Representative Joel Kamotso,
Baguette.
Representative Vicente Kamotso,
Present.
Representative Demapan,
Stigat.
Representative Flores,
Present.
Representative Guerrero, Representative Lizama,
Present.
Representative Manglonia,
Present.
Representative Probes, Representative Christina Sablan,
Present.
Representative John Paul Sablan,
Stigat.
Representative San Nicolas,
Present.
Representative Staffler,
Present.
Mr. Chairman,
Present.
Representative Yang Tamay, Representative Yumo.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, 19 members of the House of Representatives are present.
Thank you, Clerk. I now call on the President of the Senate for the roll call for the Senate. Mr. President.
Mr. Speaker, at this time, I recognize the clerk to call the roll of the Senate.
Senator Cruz.
Here.
Senator Leon Guerrero. Senator Hoku.
Here.
Mr. President.
Gaigi.
Senator King Neighbors.
Present.
Senator Manglonia. Senator Kirua. Senator Sablan.
Baguette.
Senator Santos. Mr. President, all 9 members are present.
We have 9 members present. We have a quorum to proceed further with this joint session. Mr. Speaker, I yield back to you.
Thank you, Senate President. With 28 members combined from the House and Senate present in today's joint session, a quorum is hereby established. We now proceed to item B. I'd like to introduce Joint Session Resolution 22-1, a joint session resolution to adopt the rules of a joint session for the 22nd Legislature attached herewith as Attachment A, and I recognize the Floor Leader Yumo, for the proper motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'll offer a motion for the adoption of Joint Resolution number 22-1 to adopt rules of a joint session for the 22nd Legislature. So move.
Thank you, Floor Leader. A motion has been made by the Floor Leader for the adoption of Joint Resolution 22-1 and has been seconded. Discussion? Ready? Okay. All in favor to adopt Joint Session Resolution 22-1, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Joint Session Resolution 22-1 is hereby adopted. We now move down to item C, petitions, memorials, and communications. We have none. We'll move now down to item D. I would like to recognize Representative Joel Camacho and Senator Vinny for the formal introduction of Joint Resolution 22-2. Recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's going to be a little difficult to read. I'll do the best I can. Introducing Joint Resolution number 22-2, a joint resolution commending the life and legacy of service of the late Honorable Ivan James Alfonso Blanco, member of the House of Representatives of the 20th, 21st, and 22nd Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature, and expressing its sympathies to his bereaved family, offered by myself and several other members from both houses. And if there's no objection, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to introduce this as a committee of the whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Joel Camacho. And with no objection, this joint resolution is hereby introduced as a whole, the committee, both houses. I now like to place joint resolution 22-2 on the calendar for action. We move down to item E, joint session reports. There is none. We move down to item F, joint session resolution calendar. I now recognize the floor leader for the proper motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker, I now offer a motion to adopt joint resolution number 22-2, a joint resolution commending the life and legacy of service of the Honorable Ivan James Alfonso Blanco, member of the House of Representatives of the 20th, 21st, 22nd Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature, expressing its sympathies to his bereaved family. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made to adopt joint resolution 22-2 and has been seconded. Discussion on the floor. I recognize Representative Joel Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to state for the record, if there's no objections, I do have some amendments and would respectfully like to ask that we treat it as a technical revised language. And if, thank you. And if you can follow along, revising current whereas clause to read as follows. On page 1, lines 9 through 12, the language that states, whereas the Honorable Ivan James Alfonso Blanco began his professional career in 2007, working in the Federated States of Micronesia, FSM, national government as an auditor for the FSM National Public Auditor's Office in Balikir, Pohnpei, and is revised to read as follows. Whereas in 2006, the Honorable Ivan James Alfonso Blanco began his professional career in the Federated States of Micronesia, FSM, national government as a federal grants manager for the FSM Department of Finance and Administration. And whereas in 2007, the Honorable Ivan James Alfonso Blanco served as auditor for the FSM Office of the National Public Auditor in Balikir, Pohnpei. And thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Joel Camacho. So noted on the technical amendments. Any further discussion? Ready? Senate Press, ready? Oh, no. All right, just for clarification, that was just technical, so no motion has to be made or no adoption has to be made. So any further discussion? Ready? Okay. Under discussion. Any members? Senate Press, I'll go. Recognize Senate President.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and Hafalis and Tiro to the members, Mr. Speaker, and to the members of the House, and of course the members of the Senate. Under discussion, Mr. Speaker, before we adopt, I also would like to recognize the viewing public who are here today to be with us, to honor our good colleague, Congressman Ivan Blanco. There's a reason why I'm wearing pink today, folks. This is one of the in passing discussion with the great congressman that always dubbed, or he has these one-liners that real men wear pink. So, Congressman Blanco, if you are watching or listening somewhere, this one's for you. And that emulates the character and the person he was during his time here with us, both on a professional level and a personal level, which I have had an opportunity to know him. The congressman is very humble, man with very limited things to say other than what he would convey or discuss with you, and that resonates to the admiration by a lot of us here, especially us here in the Senate and in the House. And he goes out to the community serving, and not to mention a great father, a great brother, a great father to his children, and a wonderful husband to Carmen. Not many of us possess his demeanor, especially in our line of work. But through the years that we worked here in the legislature, most recently during the impasse of the budget last fiscal year, he was chairing the Ways and Means. I was chairing the fiscal, and all the time throughout, leading up to the last hour, never changed his tone. He's always very assertive in terms of what he wants, and that's gained more admiration to his character. The only regrets is that he's not here long enough for us to work with him. I'm sure that other members have fond memories of the chairman, the leader. Most recently, we were discussing on ways to expand the Wichi membership to the Republic of Palau, and he was working with Madam Chair Staffler on how to make that happen, given the challenges in the midst that we all are faced with. But he's very anxious to see how we can make that happen. Unfortunately, time did not allow us. And he's always looking out for the best interests of the people that he represents. During the times when we don't have power or people are being asked to pay up their apartments, I got some phone calls specifically from Precinct 3. I reached out to him. I said, this is what's happening, and he took time. He took time to reach out to those folks. So again, this is only one of the revelations and experience that I have working with him. I don't know if you guys have Facebook, but just to characterize his demeanor and the type of person he is during the PPP projects on Tinian. The House called out the Senate, the delegation of Tinian for a basketball game in those basketball court in Tinian, and he immediately posted on his post that with 32 seconds left, it's that the score is 0-0. So, members, I like to say that that's the kind of person he is. He's very hard to not like. And as the old saying goes, the Lord calls the good people first. But The only thing I ask is let's try to remember the good times that we shared with him and emulate some of his characteristics for us to move things forward here in our chamber. You're able to unite us. And unfortunately, it takes something like this for us to unite. And, at his expense. Eh? So I know that tomorrow will be a big day. But Mr. Speaker and members, I thank you for allowing me to say a few words off the cuff. And I thank the family, I thank Carmen and the children. I thank his dad for Diego, for introducing me to Ivan a few years ago. But on the lighter side of things, I want to conclude my remarks by sharing one of the things that we exchange sometimes in passing. And no disrespect to anybody, but Mr. Speaker, no? Can we do it? Okay, here we go. Here's Congressman Blanco's.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Whoa. Whoa, who? Whoa! Chico Macasasa, Tigana Tututu, Kanyo,
I guess what I'm trying to say is, despite his seriousness and all that, he still has some humor in him. And he sent that to me because he's trying to remind me that, because he knows that I have some Yapis blood, and he said he's Chuki. So, we have that thing with the FSMers. So, Congressman Blanco, it's been an honor. And I continue guiding us from above. And I thank you for your friendship. And I thank you for your service to the CNMI. And we'll definitely miss you, sir. Steki. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.
Thank you, Senate President, for your remarks. And I'm sure, it's been a tough week for all of us. And the next 2 days will be really tough for all of us. But as you said, let's also remember all the good times and his service to the people of the CNMI and also in the region. Any further discussion? Ready? All right. All those in favor to adopt joint resolution 22-2, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. Joint resolution, the ayes have it. I apologize. Joint resolution 22-2 is hereby adopted. We now move down to item G, which is adjournment. But before I move for the adjournment, I'd like to share just the rundown for tomorrow's program at the state funeral. So the state funeral service will start at 9 for the late Representative Ivan Blanco. Members were asked if we could be there by 8:30. The program will go as follows. There will be the posting of colors, the U.S. national and CNMI anthems, the invocation, salutation remarks by Senate President, myself, and SNAU Chair, Senate Floor Leader Vinny Sablan. After that, it'll follow with the eulogy, then the presentation of CNMI state wreath. There will also be the presentation of tributes, which we will be presenting this joint resolution, and also a special presentation by the minority. Then a benediction, then the retiring of colors and the closing. DPS will block off the entire parking lot at the multipurpose building for the exclusive use of the dignitaries. Entrance will be at the southernmost end and will be attended by DPS. The Bureau will have one staff alongside them to identify the members. Overflow parking will be at the judiciary and across the street. Again, please be there by 8:30, and we're expected to take our seats by 8:45. The COVID task force will man a tent where there will be the processing and the check-in. The Bureau will also assist in identifying members in the 10th to expedite the process. And as a reminder, recommended attire is as follows: men, black suit and tie, or suit and tie if some of you don't have black suits. And for women, black business attire. And for your information, funeral service will be Friday, August 6th at 9. Responso and public viewing at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Cathedral. The Mass of Christian Burial will be at 11. Are we clear, members? All right, thank you. Recognize Representative Tina Sablan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I ask if we will also be streaming the service online? Just tomorrow's service in particular, just because space I know will be limited and not everybody will be able to attend.
Hold on real quick. LB Director, it will be live. Yeah, it will be streaming live tomorrow.
Thank you.
Recognize Representative Selena Babalta.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Question, will the 22nd legislature also be presenting a wreath aside from the state wreath? I think it is only appropriate and proper.
Sure, yes. We'll work the additional details out. As far as I know, hopefully this is the final draft for tomorrow's agenda, program, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, I yield.
Any further, members? Ready? Okay, I now recognize the floor leader for the
Thank you, Mr.
motion
Speaker.
of adjournment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now offer a motion to adjourn subject to the call of the chair. So move.
A motion has been made by the floor leader for adjournment, has been seconded. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please stay. The joint session is hereby adjourned.